She keeps smiling, man. We can say hi.
Bruh.
That ain't 2010. You can't just stroll up like that anymore.
Facts. One wrong vibe and you're on somebody's feet looking like a villain.
Look, risk index is maxed out. 9 out of 10. That's a red zone, man.
Men are still refusing to approach women. And it has gotten so intense, you all, that you are now starting to see men stand up and be vocal about men changing things around and getting back into the mode and mindset of approaching women. And honestly, I don't know if that's going to be a thing that is going to change anytime soon. Let's go ahead and get into these clips, you all, because we do have a little bit of a twist that I want to explore in today's dope discussion. But like the video, share the video, subscribe, and let's hop into these examples of men refusing to approach women.
It was so many beautiful women at the rodeo and nobody was approaching them.
All right, I'm seeing something that's going on. Went to the Houston rodeo, seen our people. The shit was amazing. Another thing I noticed though, man, fellas, men, hey bro, we got to get back to approaching women, bro. It don't matter if they talking about, oh, they don't want to talk and all that shit. You know, we'll find that out after we speak. The Black Heritage Night, I seen a lot of men eyeballing women and they're not speaking. Like I seen a lot of women like looking the man up and down like, I see you looking, brother. What you gonna say? Say, dog. Social media has taken us out of context, bro. Dudes not shooting a shot no more. I thought the females was just complaining about something else. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. Me, I'm gonna shoot my shot. If I like you and I want you, I'm coming get you. I'm gonna try. You gonna have to tell me no. I'll take 100 no's to get 1 yes. So ladies, as mad as I don't want to agree, you all are kind of right, bro. Dudes acting like they scared to speak to y'all in person. Like, so I don't know what's going on with this feminine energy, but this ain't me. This ain't my homeboys. Hey, bro.
He is not lying. There were a lot of men out there that night, and I was anticipating on being approached. And I was. And this young man comes up and asks if he could have a seat next to me. And I'm like, sure. He then proceeds to strike up a conversation. Y'all, this dude was the same fucking age as my oldest son. He was 20 years old. He couldn't even buy a beer. I'm like, sir, I'm old enough to be your mother. But in fact, his mother is younger than me. His mama 45, y'all. Sir, your mama is not about to whoop my ass because I'm talking to her baby boy. He was cute though. And if I was 20 years younger, I would have gave him my number. So I'm going to need some of you men to have boldness and courage like some of these young men out here, okay? Follow their lead. Because I need someone who was born in the 1900s to approach me. Yeah. 40 plus men, can y'all please get that shit together?
Okay. So y'all heard the guy in the previous clip. He said, look, enough is enough. I thought these women were exaggerating, doing a little bit of embellishment. But no, clearly you guys are not approaching them. What is going on? You know, I don't come from that cloth. If I want a woman, I'm going to go after a woman. All right. All of this being standoffish and not approaching and flirting and all of that, that's very feminine behavior. That's his opinion. That's his stance. And I want to check you all's temperature and see how many of you guys out there agree with this brother. Okay, I should have a poll in the chat, but in case you missed the poll, or you just want to go ahead and state your claim as far as what your real perspective is, drop the check marks in the chat right now if you agree with that brother's statement of, yeah, it's very feminine for you men to be so scary and not approach women anymore. I see y'all checking them out. I see that y'all want those women. So why not go ahead and let her know that you want her? Let us know. Put a check mark if you agree with that. And you also feel like men should get back in the mode and mindset of approaching women again. Go ahead and drop that. And if you disagree, right? If you feel like, no, it is way too much of a high risk and a liability to approach women in today's time. Does not matter how fine she is. Does not matter how much you want her. You do not, and you should not approach a woman. Okay, give her the space and the opportunity to be more welcoming and inviting towards you. Let her maybe approach you. All right. If you agree with that statement, then I want you all to drop the star emojis in the chat right now. Okay. If you are like, no, I'm staying true to this. I am not going to be approaching no woman anytime soon. It is just way too much at stake, way too much on the line. Not doing it. Go ahead and drop the stars. And I look forward to seeing what y'all got to say. Now, this woman here, she and others like her bring up a very interesting fact that they are starting to observe in today's time. And what they are starting to observe in today's time is the younger men, right? Being a lot more receptive and a lot more open to approaching the older ladies. Okay, that was something that was very eye-opening for me. I did not know that this was becoming the new norm, to where it's like, no, if you are a man that is, let's say, 35 plus, you are not approaching women. Maybe it's because a lot of y'all feel like y'all have a lot to lose, y'all have a lot at stake, and so you don't want to take those types of gambles and risk, right? But the younger crowd out here, it seems like, hey, they're going after what they want. And you even had some more women coming through agreeing with what this lady said. All right. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And I want to read a few of these comments. Okay. This lady says, that's everywhere. Okay. So it's not something that is just in Houston. All right. She says the younger men are more consistent now. All right. Another woman says, I only have 22-year-olds shooting their shot at me, and I'm 42. All right. And then another woman comes through and she gives her take and she says, men do approach me because I make direct eye contact and I'll be smiling all the time. They feel too welcome. And so, ladies, maybe that's something that you all can start to implement if you do want men to start approaching you a little bit more. Maybe just be a lot more welcoming and inviting, maybe smile. A lot of y'all don't smile. Y'all just feel like y'all just surprised and a man just supposed to just run up to you and start talking. No, that has backfired on them in the past. And so now a lot of them refuse. But it's not only just this case of a lot of men feeling like, you know, if he does approach a woman, it can go badly due to her being, let's say, very loud and obnoxious in her rejection or her being very disrespectful and all of that. A lot of men also feel like this commenter right here, to where they feel like being with a woman in today's time is just not really worth it. Why? Because women are a bill. Okay. It says it's sad, but yeah, I kind of get it. Nobody wants to approach a bill. That is how a lot of women are being perceived in today's time, right? You have a lot of women out here that walk around looking at men as though they are ATMs, they are 401ks, retirement plans, and sponsors. And guys don't want to go out and willingly subject themselves to that type of treatment and that type of life. So while those men could find you to be somebody that is physically appealing and attractive, they would rather steer clear and not get too involved, because unfortunately that is the climate that we are dealing with today as far as relationships are concerned. All right. But I do want to get into what this woman said, because like I stated earlier, this was something that was extremely eye-opening for me. You know, the mere fact alone that you have so many men who are in the positions in life to where they could take on the responsibility of raising a family, settling down, taking on a wife. The mere fact alone that you have those guys that are shut down and shut off and not approaching these women. Meanwhile, you have these younger guys in their 20s approaching these women, older women at that. That made me go, what could this be about? And I came up with a few ideas as to why this could be a thing. And again, y'all like the video, share the video, subscribe, and I would love to hear you all's feedback as far as what you believe is at play and if you agree or disagree with what I'm going to say. All right. But my opinion about why we may see younger guys approaching older women, I think we're starting to see more of that because these younger guys, first things first, have not really had the amount of experience with dealing with or going through certain situations with women as maybe the more seasoned guys, right? If you are more seasoned, you probably are very aware of the things that women can do, the risk that could be involved, and all of those other different factors. But if you are somebody that's younger, you know, you haven't been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that could be subjective or what have you, to where, you know, there are certain exceptions to that rule, to where it's like, no, I'm young, but I've been through a lot. I've experienced a lot. You could have that. But I feel like in the grand scheme of everything, the younger crowd, they have not been able to really live the lives of these older gentlemen, to where, yeah, I've been there, I've done that. I know what that entails. I know how that could backfire on me, and I would just rather not. Would I like to enjoy a conversation with a woman? Yes. Would I even like to maybe approach a woman and, you know, get to know a woman and all that? Yes. But I have lived long enough to see and to know that that's not really how things are going to likely unfold. Right? These women, they play hard to get. They play a bunch of mind games. They try to be manipulative and take advantage. And so, yeah, I'm going to just sit back, relax, and chill. All right. Whereas these younger guys, they don't know. All right. You don't have a lot of experience with women to know that, hey, this could be something that is embarking on very dangerous territory. So, you know, ignorance is bliss. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to her. I'm going to go ahead and shoot my shot at her because, hey, it is what it is. What do I have to lose? But these older guys, they are aware of what they have to lose, and they are opting out. Okay. But that's one element and layer to the conversation, and the other level and layer to the conversation. And this is where I know a lot of these older women are going to feel a ways about what I'm going to say. But this is very awkward and uncomfortable. Y'all like the video for me. Okay, share the video and subscribe. But the other level and layer to why a lot of you older ladies, especially, are starting to see the younger crowd of men approaching you is because they are viewing y'all how y'all view men. Whoopsie! Let me cook. Ladies, y'all know how we view these guys who are established, right? Who are in their 40s, mid 30s, late 30s, 50s, you know, they're older. We see them as people that could take care of us and provide for us and give us stability and security. Well, I think these young bulls are viewing you like that. Yeah, you're going to take care of me. You're going to be my sugar mama. All right. You're going to be the woman that is going to allow me to, let's say, use her car, have a free place to stay, you know, take me out, buy me new shoes and game systems. I'm just saying. That could be why these younger guys are more likely to approach you than these other guys as well. And y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree with my sentiments and my perspective on this. If you agree with my perception about what's going on as far as the dynamic between these younger guys and these older women, if you agree, I want you all to drop apples in the chat. I don't know why I want to drop the apples, but we're going to damn drop the apples, all right? And if you disagree, I want you all to drop the oranges in the chat and say, nah, Danica, that's not it. I think, you know, it's because these younger guys out here, they are trying to turn the tables back around and bring back that old school energy, all right? They're not trying to take advantage of these women, all right? These young men are not ignorant. They know that a man is supposed to approach women, and they're trying to ultimately school the other and older generations into getting back into the rightful order. Okay, drop the oranges if you disagree, but me myself personally, I'm gonna go ahead and drop my apples, okay, because I do feel like that is a major part of what's going on. All right, ladies, don't get your head all souped up thinking that, hey, I must be a fine old lady because I see all these young guys, they want me. All right, these young tenderonis, they approaching me, so I must still got it. It could be that you got a car, you got a house, you got a job, you got some money, and that's why they're approaching. It's not because you still young, fine, hot-ish. All right. Could you be? Absolutely. But I think you all need to really peel back the layers and really see what could be at play. That way you don't end up getting played. All right. But yeah, you all, I just thought this was very interesting of a conversation to explore, because men are absolutely standing 10 toes down on their refusal of approaching women. And it is getting very, very bad to where a lot of men are starting to take heed to this, start to take notice to this, and they are trying to do their best to turn things around and get men to come back outside and get men to interact with women again. You know, it is reaching a boiling point. And I don't know, are you all also reaching that boiling point to where now you're done with approaching women or not approaching women? Let me know. Okay, we are open to all different perspectives. All that we ask is that you all be respectful. But before we wrap this up, you all, and again, like the video, share the video, and subscribe, I want to ask you all this honestly and truthfully. Are we reaching a level to where men are getting fed up and tired of having this distance between men and women, and now you are maybe going to start approaching the women again? Do you feel like we're on the brink of that? Even if you are the type of guy that's like, no, I still don't think that it's okay for a man to approach a woman in today's time. Even if you do feel that way, do you also feel, right? Can you be also open-minded enough to maybe acknowledge that maybe we are on the brink of a turnaround? Like, are we on the verge of that? And if you believe that we are on the verge of that, tell us your opinion on how long before things go back to normal, you know, and men start approaching and interacting again, you know. Or also, I want you all to chime in and tell me, you know, are you like that other woman to where it was like, girl, men approach me all the time because I'm just so bubbly and inviting and welcoming. You know, I actually make it way too easy for them to approach me. Are you the type of guy that does approach women based upon her energetic pull, or do you not approach women whatsoever? Y'all let us know. All right. But that's all I got for you all today. Again, hit the like button for me, share the video, subscribe, and definitely hit the notification bell. And I'm going to check y'all in the next dope discussion. All right. Much love and peace to my crown heads.
Yo, fellas, we gotta start approaching women again.
Approaching, like, in person?
In person. With words and everything.
Ooh, outside is scary. But low-key, I miss eye contact. No more hiding behind DMs.
Exactly. Phones down, shoulders back. Let's go.